Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little different. We have no sailing footage, no scenic anchorage. Instead, we're diving deep into the guts of our 2015 Lagoon 450 and the structural repairs that we've made. I'll be taking you through the pictures we took during the process. We got no video this time since all of this was done before I even thought of starting this channel. But I'll do my best to explain everything clearly. Now, a quick heads up, I'm going to share my honest opinion about Lagoon repairs, including the so-called Lagoon certified ones. Some fellow owners might not like what I have to say, and that's fine. I don't really care. This is in theory. This is based on my real experience. I've built houses, I've owned and repaired 4 lagoons, and yes, I'd absolutely buy another one. Why? Because I know the weak points, and more importantly, I know how to fix them the right way. So in this video, I'll show you the common structural issues on the Lagoon 450 and how to address them properly. So the structural areas that we're covering, let me break this down into sections. You have the main bulkhead in the corridors. You have the compression post. There's the sliding door bulkhead and the cockpit storage compartment, and possibly the Salon windows, depending on how deep we go. We bought our boat in Martinique. She came with a Lagoon certified repair on the main corridor bulkhead. That repair, it was a couple of wood insert slathered with Sika. Honestly, it blew my mind that Lagoon would sign off on that. So of course, we ripped it all out and started over. We cleaned the inserts, prepped the area, and glassed them into the bulkhead with multiple layers of fiberglass. We also laminated the corridor wall to the bulkhead to create a T structure. Major reinforcement in that part. Access was tight, so we cut a panel in the corridor wall, the backrest of the salon, and even inside the washing machine cabinet. We also reinforced the joint between the top deck and the main bulkhead. That part is glued together, and the glue tends to break with time. So we laminated that from both sides, from the inside and the outside, going through the forward compartment. Assuming you don't have a generator stuffed in there, you'll have enough space to inspect it and fix it eventually. We even removed the nav station instrument box to get a clean shot at the port side. Here's where things got spicy. The compression post. The plywood under it was deformed, S-shaped from years of uneven pressure. Lagoon actually installs the post off-center, about an inch behind where it should be. That misalignment shifts the load to the Salon backrest, which, no surprise there, it will buckle the backrest. Again, here we had a repair by the Martinique guy, a Lagoon fix. He put in vertical supports stuffed inside the wall. It was completely useless. Of course, we ripped it all out. So Lagoon issued a bulletin. They're saying that you need to inspect your compression post after 10 years, and they call it normal maintenance. I call it a design flaw. Normal maintenance should not involve removing half of the ceiling just to be able to inspect that compression post. If it was normal maintenance, there would be a trap there and you could inspect it. So there is a design flaw that could potentially cause a catastrophic failure of your compression post, and they're saying, yeah, it's not their fault, it's not a design flaw. But I do not agree. I was even approached by Lagoon. They offered free parts if I let them control the narrative. I started posting on Facebook owners page. They even named names of people that they control, which explains a few suspicious comments I'd gotten online on some of my posts. If there's any interest, leave a comment, and I might make a separate video on this detailing everything I have. I even have emails directly from Lagoon and stuff, so this could be a future video. So in the end, I had a new post made by FKG in St. Martin. It's the same size, same diameter, but thicker carbon steel. We did not use stainless because it's too brittle. We sealed the inside and the outside with Interprotect 2000, and also fixed the drainage issue. So now it's absolutely impossible to get any water on the inside of the tube. We also centered it properly over the C channel beneath by extending both arms of that C channel with laminated epoxy, and replaced the crushed plywood, of course, with solid epoxy laminate plate that we custom made. We rebuilt the Salon backrest with marine plywood, created a reinforced T-frame, and gel coated over it. Also ripped out the wood beneath the Salon and galley windows. The hidden gel coat underneath is pristine. So as a bonus, we cleared out years of damp mess and leaks from the galley. We inspected and reinforced the sliding door bulkhead. That for to access that, we removed the propane locker and the steering cable access panels. The storage compartment also that's underneath the bench seat in the cockpit. That floor also we glassed in all the way up into the side of the hull, that making it a waterproof compartment so that we store any kind of liquids in there. There's no way it can leak into the bilge. Okay, so regarding the Salon windows, some people say that they're not structural. Technically, maybe not, but if the plywood underneath the compression post is compressed and you have warping in your bulkheads, eventually those windows will take way too much load, and what happens is that the joint actually pops loose, and that again adds more flex to the boat in general. So yeah, I think that they are at least semi-structural. To inspect them, all I do is just bang on all the edges all around the window with a hammer fist. Not too hard. I just want to see if I feel any kind of movement, any kind of vibration. If there is any kind of movement or vibration, that means that the bond inside is compromised. Note that there is two separate joints here. There's the joint on the outside that keeps the water out, but there's also the adhesive that is behind the window that you cannot see from the outside, and that's the one that's theoretically structural. So that's it for today. That's a full breakdown on how we reinforced our Lagoon 450 from the inside out. If you've got any question about any of these repairs, drop them in the comments. I'm always happy to try and help anyone who needs information. And of course, if this video helped you or even just gave you something to think about, give it a like, maybe share it with someone who is looking to buy a 450. See you in the next one. Don't forget to comment and like and subscribe. Have a good one.